Hey everybody, my name is Ethen Ostroff. I'm a personal injury lawyer outside of the Philadelphia area, and over the last stretch of time, while very not interesting, boring, auto insurance is just so important to understand. It is a really difficult situation to be put in to get in a crash, to get hurt, and to not have enough insurance. That's the most difficult thing that I have to deal with as a personal injury lawyer. So I find it really important to go deep into multiple subjects, and you'll see very many areas of the law that I've already touched on in this series. So take some time, go check out the other videos. But today, before I move forward on whether you need motorcycle insurance generally and some parts that I would recommend, make sure to click that subscribe button and follow us along on this journey, because we'll make sure that you guys are completely educated on the things that you need to be to avoid being put in a sticky situation. So today's subject is motorcycle insurance generally. I want to give a few pointers on this because the most important thing to know about motorcycles and motorcycle insurance is whether you are at fault for a crash or you're not at fault for a crash, there is an extremely high likelihood that you're going to get really hurt on a motorcycle crash. I am not saying that as a judgment to motorcycle riders. I have friends, I have family that own motorcycles. I totally understand the appeal to them, and I do not judge anybody. I just want you to be protected if you do get hurt on a motorcycle, because there's a higher likelihood if you get hit or you hit somebody, you're going to get hurt. So, in some states, motorcycle insurance is handled differently state by state. What you should really know about are the things that you need to have even if your state doesn't require it. For example, personal injury protection, some places call it PIP, some places call it first party benefits, and others call it MedPay. If you are or aren't at fault for a crash, you need to have some benefits ready for you so you can go to the hospital without worrying about it. What first-party benefits do, and I'm just going to glob them all into first-party benefits here, all those things before I said are the same thing. They just call it different things to confuse people. If you have first-party benefits, whether you are at fault or you're not at fault for a crash, you are protected up to that amount for your medical bills. So let's say that you got rear-ended at an intersection on your motorcycle. And let's say that you had $5,000 of first-party benefits. You could go to the hospital and get up to $5,000 paid for as a use it or lose it benefit to you through your own auto insurance. That is protection that you need, God forbid, if you need it. Let's take a state like Pennsylvania where they don't require that. They don't require you to have any first-party benefits. I think that's a little bullshit, but it's true. They will not require you to get it. So let's say that you get struck while you're on a highway and you have no first-party benefits, you have no health insurance, you are very likely going to get stuck with at least some bills if that other driver who hit you doesn't have adequate insurance to pay for your stuff. Let's take another scenario. Let's say you're on a highway and you are at fault and you don't have health insurance, you don't have first-party benefits. You are guaranteed to be stuck with that bill. Make sure you have first-party benefits. I recommend at least $5,000. That is bare bones minimum to have on your policy as a motorcycle rider. And I'm telling you the cheapest option. Consider other higher amounts, $15,000, that's great. You have no idea how quick medical bills will pile up. So just make sure that if you don't have first-party benefits, you do have an alternative type of insurance that will cover you if you do get hurt in a crash on your motorcycle. Some other things to consider, I did put out another video on UM/UIM, which is so important. UM/UIM, I'll go through briefly. If you get struck by an uninsured or underinsured, and by underinsured, they may have like the absolute minimum amount of insurance, or you're in a hit and run, you have no other options other than your own insurance company. So I always recommend, if you can afford it, at least $100,000 of UM/UIM and at least $5,000 of first-party benefits. And $5,000 is the floor. $100,000 is the floor. That's my strong recommendation for you motorcycle drivers out there. God forbid you ever get in a crash. That's the kind of work that I do. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out directly below. In fact, if you actually have a declarations page and you just want me to take a look at it and critique it, I'm happy to do that too. But before we do that, make sure to click that subscribe button and follow us along. Thanks so much.